Hi guys, it's John here, and I just wanted to go over Grape Finance quickly today. So Grape Finance is basically as you can see here, an algorithmic stablecoin designed to maintain a one-to-one peg with MIM. So there's 3 coins in total. There's Grape, there's Wine, and there's G bonds. So it's quite simple to understand once you've gotten your head around it. But basically this is a way of earning a yield by staking various coins, and it's been doing pretty well. It launched, as you can see here, early in January this year. So it's been around since the bear market was in full flow basically. So it's done pretty well when you consider, you can see here there's nearly 9 million locked, and you can get some pretty good APRs on the coins that you stake. So this is the new website which launched the other day. It's quite nice. I do prefer it to the old website. You've got a menu here where you can go through all the various different sections of the site. So you have your own dashboard here, you have the Vineyard, the Winery, you have nodes, everyone loves nodes. You can have rebates, which we'll get onto in a minute, and bonds as well. But what separates Grape Finance from the others are you do actually have some games. So this is what helps keep the value of Grape up, because when you play a game, you're going to be burning Grape to do so. They do have vaults on various third-party websites as well. You can check out the treasury, and there's some useful links and documentation at the bottom. So I'm just going to go across to the dashboard here, and you'll get a quick overview of my current holdings in Grape. So you can see here your total worth, and if you've got anything you can claim here. And basically you can scroll down and go through the Vineyard. You can go through the node section and the Winery, all on this dashboard page here, but I'd just prefer to go through separately and just look at each one individually. So the documentation that they have got for the site is really good actually. If you go into the useful links and go to strategies, you get a good graphical view of exactly what is the optimal strategy depending on the TWAP. So the TWAP is basically the time-weighted average price of Grape. So if Grape is under $1, which it currently is, then the Winery no longer functions. So the Winery, if we just pop over here, so the Winery is where you can get a nice daily APR on your staked wine. So when you stake your wine, you get grapes in return. So as I said, if the TWAP is below 1.01, then the Winery basically stops printing and it waits until Grape is back above peg. So I'll just quickly go over the Vineyard here. So here is where you can stake your Grape and earn daily APRs. So you can look through different pools. There's pools on the Swapschool site, there's pools on Trader Joe, and you can even stake directly on the Grape Finance site itself, which is what I'm doing here, currently earning 0.34%. So if I go and have a look in here, you can see here I've got around 520 grapes staked, and I'm earning daily 0.34% on that, which I've currently got $3.67 of wine. So wine is their sort of volatile token. As you can see, it's currently at $129. I think a couple of weeks ago this was well over 200. So it is quite volatile, but it does get very high. And obviously if you stake wine itself, then you're going to get a better reward because it's a volatile asset. So we can go over to the node section as well, and you can see here we can go to our Grape Pool node, and you can see here I've currently got 52 nodes and I'm earning about $28 a day. So what I do like about the Grape Finance sort of ecosystem is that it does seem that everyone is working together to try and keep the service and system running as healthy as possible. So you can even see here it's giving you some tips here on claiming for Grape nodes. So a ratio, for example, is to compound 3 nodes and then claim 1 node after that. So that's what I've been doing currently, and that just helps keep the whole thing sustainable. You can see here there's over 1 million locked in nodes at the moment, so there's plenty of opportunity to make money from this, even when the system is under TWAP. Now I know people are a bit confused regarding Grape Finance, or they seem to be getting confused by all the different systems that they've got here. So what I've actually done is I've made a little calculator which will hopefully explain things a bit better. Okay, so here's my calculator, and it's sort of split up into 3 sections here. So there's a node calculator if you want to work out exactly how much you could make from nodes. There's a calculator for the Vineyard, and there's a calculator for the Winery. So we can see here exactly what's happening. So you stake Grape and you're going to get wine, and in the Winery you stake wine and you get Grape. So I'll put a link to this in the description if you want to have a play around. The only things you need to update yourself are the current APRs, because I cannot get those from the site because you need to have a wallet connected. So if anyone knows a way of actually automatically gathering those details, do let me know in the comments down below. But anyway, this is what the current APRs are for all of the different systems. So you can just fill this in exactly how you want, so you can try and work out exactly how much you could potentially make from Grape Finance. So I've got 52 nodes, and you can see here daily income $28, weekly income $200, and the total value of those nodes is just over $2,300. I've also added a couple of pieces down here which will hopefully help you decide what either you want to buy or what you want to earn. So let's say you want to buy 10 nodes. Obviously this is a reasonably easy calculation to make, but there we go, it would cost you $455. And then you could put that in here, so you could say, right, I'm going to have 10 nodes and your daily income will be, at the current price, $5.47. I've also put another one down here just for a bit of fun. So let's say you want to earn $50 daily. Just pop that in there and you'll see you're going to require 91 nodes to actually be able to do that. So you can then say, right, I want to buy 91 nodes, and that's going to cost you $4,100. So that's just a bit of fun there with the node calculator. Like I say, don't forget to update the APR with what is currently on the website. So we can check the Vineyard calculator here as well. So let me just double check how much I have staked in the Vineyard. Okay, so I've got 519 grape. So we're going to put 519 grape in here. So you can see here at the current APR of 0.34, that's a daily income of $1.61, which is just over $11 per week. In the winery as well, let's just double check. I don't have a huge amount in here because I haven't produced a huge amount of wine. I've got 0.2926. Okay, so when the winery is functioning, which it currently isn't because of the TWAP being below 1.01, I would get 73 cents per day and just $5 a week at that current APR. So this is why you can see here, you really want to have the winery printing, because let's say you had, I don't know, let's say 10 wine staked, you'd be getting $25 a day, $175 a week. So this is why the whole community do sort of pull together and try and get things back onto peg. As far as I've seen in the Discord, they're very chatty in there, and they're always trying to get people to understand the system and exactly how it all works together. So like I said, the documentation is really good. Just have a look through all the documents. They're really colourful, and the strategies, like I say, just tell you exactly what you can do. So they've got, as you can see here, we're in zone 3 where the price of grape is under $1. It tells you exactly what you need to do to try and help get the value of grape back up over $1. And you can obviously scroll down and see all the other different strategies they've got. So it's worth having a look through all this. It's really some nice documentation there. So other things you can do to help get grape back onto peg. So obviously nodes are a good one because that burns grape when you create nodes. And they've, like I say, they've got this game section here. So if we have a look, they've got a slot machine, they've got a space shooter, and they've got one called King of Colosseum. So let's have a look at the slots. And it's a rather sort of clunky looking slot machine, but I'll give it its due. It is quite good. So let's just log in here and do a few spins. So last time I actually tried this, I did manage to actually win a lot more back than I put in. So you buy spins, and that burns the grape, which is obviously helping the protocol, and you have a chance of winning back some prizes. So we're going to have a look here at the jackpot info, and we can see here all the minor prizes that you can win. We can see the medium, and we can sort of see all the major as well. We can check the winning patterns as well. So it's quite good. It is obviously nicely detailed here, and you've got all the info you could possibly want. So anyway, let's buy some spins. Let's say we're going to buy 5 spins. I think I've got some grape in my wallet at the moment. Yeah, I've got 8.2 grape, so I can buy some spins. Okay, so you can see here, one spin costs 1.2 grapes. Let's burn this grape here and do a few spins, see how we get on. Again, this is just something that sets Grape Finance apart from other more Ponzi-like systems which don't have any other method of creating an income other than new people coming in. Here you have actually got games, and you've got more incentive to actually burn the grape coin to actually get it back onto peg and to keep it above peg when it is above $1. So anyway, our spins have now been purchased, so let's have a spin and see whether we can actually win anything. So that was a dead spin. Let's give it another go. I think what would be good is if they put some sound effects or something on this. That would be quite nice. But there isn't currently any sound effects. So here we go. I've just won 50 cents worth of wine. And you can see here, it tells you the prizes are sent to your wallet every Monday and Friday. So you do have to wait to receive your reward, but that's pretty good. Twice a week you get your reward. So I should receive 50 cents worth of wine. So let's give it another spin. And final spin. And I've won another minor prize here of 75 cents. So like I said, last time I played, I did actually win about 20 or 30 grape, which was pretty good. And yes, it obviously did appear in my MetaMask wallet that Friday. But yeah, you get the idea. It's just a bit of fun, and it does obviously help the protocol keep on peg. You've got the space shooter game as well, which I've probably now spent on my grapes, so I can't actually play it. But it's basically a sort of retro space shooter where you fly around, as you can see here, and you shoot stuff and you try and get the high score. If you do get the high score, you do get a prize. So again, another method of burning the grape itself. And the final one is something called King of Colosseum. So basically what this is you can join the tournament, inverted commas, and if you're the last person to deposit, you win the sort of whole pot that's been set here. So if I was to join the tournament for 1.39 grape, I think I have actually got enough, haven't I? Yeah, I've got enough. Let's just do it just for fun. Okay, so when you've joined the tournament, you then knock the person, you can see their address here, off the leaderboard, and you then become the main gladiator of the tournament. Okay, I've just refreshed the screen and we can see here. So I am dominating the tournament. I've just spent my 1.39 grape, which is just over $1 of grape. And now if for 5 hours and 59 minutes, no one actually kicks me off, I would win well over $1,000 worth of grape. Now the chance of that happening is pretty low, I imagine. I'm sure someone will come up way before me and claim that grape. It'd be nice if they didn't, but I'm imagining that they will. But what I'm not too sure about with this one is whether someone could run a bot to just constantly be outbidding people and eventually winning. I'm not sure, but it's something else, I guess, that they've got going, which you can use to help the protocol. You can even use wine as well if you wanted to. But yeah, I'll just quickly go over my current earnings in grape so far. So I've just highlighted in purple just to make it a bit easier to see. So I've only been doing this for a few days here. You can see a week or two for most of them. So I haven't been going that long, but you can see here exactly how much I've earned back. So I've earned 10% back of my nodes, which is really good, really, when you consider how long that's been going for. So that's since the 6th of July. So in a couple of weeks, I've already got 10% back of my deposit. I've got 3.5% back of my winery amount. Now, again, that isn't printing at the moment, so that's why that's a bit low. And I've got $40, which is nearly 1% back of my Vineyard. So that is obviously a lower APR. That is, what, 0.34, I think it was. Let me just double check the calculator. So yeah, that's going to be a lower APR anyway, but that's earning me a good $1.61 per day. So I'll quickly just go over the vault section as well. So there's various third-party sites here where you can add your grape and liquidity to their vaults, and basically these are sort of auto compounders, so they will automatically compound things for you. So for example, rather than me going to the winery when it's printing, claiming my reward, then going back to the vineyard, putting grape in, what you can do is use something such as Magic. And don't forget, all of this runs on the Avalanche blockchain, so it's nice and cheap with transaction fees. But what I could do here is actually use the grape or the grape MIM, for example, auto compounders here. And again, this helps the protocol because it auto burns for you. So you can pop some deposit in here. You still get the same APR as you would on the site, but this is automatically compounding it for you, which will be a lot quicker. So I'll just quickly go over bonds as well. And you can basically buy these G bonds for the current price of grape. So let's say it's 0.91 at the moment, which it is. So you'd buy, say, 10 G bonds for 0.91 each, and then you wait basically with your G bonds. So you've paid 10 grape, that has been burnt, which helps the price of grape, and you end up with G bonds. So G bonds don't do anything, you can't stake them or do anything with them, but what you can do is exchange them back for grape. As you can see here, you can redeem them back for grape as soon as grape is back over peg. So that's the only downside about this. You would have to wait until the peg is regained before you can actually convert them back into grape. So why would you want to do this? Well, if you're buying them for 0.91 and then when you convert them back, they're going to be worth 1.01, for example, then you've made nearly 10% back on your G bonds. So a few days ago, or last week sometime, grape had actually gone down to 0.7, so it was around 70 something cents. And if I had converted all my grape into G bonds and then converted it back when it did go back over peg earlier this week, then I'd have made a good 30% back on my G bonds. So it is definitely worth doing. They do also do these rebates here. So this lets you buy wine at a discount and you basically get it back over 3 days. So again, this is just to help try and keep the price of things up. So you can use MIM, you can use a MIM grape or grape MIM liquidity pool token, and you can use a wine MIM liquidity pool as well. But yeah, that's my take on Grape Finance. So let me know what your thoughts are down below. Don't forget I've put a link to this in the description. If you wanted to use it for yourself, all you need to do is click File, make a copy, and then you'll be able to make a copy of this on your own Google Drive, and then you can edit it as much as you like. So have a play around, just see how much you want to earn per day. So let's say you want to earn $100 a day, then you're just going to need 182 nodes. So 182 nodes is going to cost you 8.2k, so it's a fair amount of money. But obviously a good time to get into Grape is when it is under peg, because you're basically buying Grape for a low price. In fact, what I might do is just put a little Grape under here. Okay, so I've added the current price of Grape, so you can always see exactly how much the Grape is at the moment, and that might help you when you're calculating things. So again, I hope this video was useful. If it was, please do like and subscribe. Don't forget to ask any questions you have down below. And like I said, the Discord's really helpful. They're a really nice bunch of guys in there. So be sure to check that out as well. I will put links down to the Discord and the official site in the description as well, so you can be sure you're going to the right place. So we'll just say, as long as people follow the strategies and guides here and don't get greedy, then there's no reason that Grape Finance can't continue forever. So I do really recommend going through all the Grape strategies and just looking at exactly which one is the current strategy, so that you're not confused and you don't actually accidentally hurt the price of Grape. But yeah, it's so simple, and you've literally got arrows and numbers showing you exactly what you need to do to help the system. They do actually have a new game coming out soon, which is called Winemaker, so I'm really looking forward to seeing how that works. And it's based off something called Pizza Game, which I never actually got into, but I know it was popular back a while ago. And this will give you a way of earning or staking NFTs and earning a vintage. So I haven't actually mentioned the NFTs on Grape Finance, but basically NFTs give you airdrops every month, and I should actually get one because I haven't actually got one yet. You can buy them off the NFT trade website. There's 4 in total, so they start off as a sort of bag of wine here, going up to a glass, and then a decanter, then a nice sort of goblet here. So these obviously give you different rewards, or different number of rewards and entries into the airdrops. But yeah, hopefully this was useful. That's my take on Grape Finance, and it's only been around for a few months, but it's doing really well, and long may it continue. And as soon as we get back on peg, the winery will start printing, and then we'll start getting our currently nearly 2% APR. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.